Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about ADHD and medication and why, I don't know, I just feel a lot of emotions when it comes to taking medication with ADHD, and I just feel like whenever it comes to taking the medication, I just have like a love-hate relationship with it because I feel like I cannot be successful or I can't get my work done unless I take the medication, and I just don't like feeling like I have to depend on the medication to be successful in life. Obviously, I'm not on the medication right now, so you can tell from me talking really fast, so please bear with me while I tell this story. So when I was diagnosed with ADHD, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. My doctor prescribed me medication and I was taking it my senior year of college, and what really shocked me after taking the medication was how well I could focus. But the problem with the medication is that there's a lot of side effects because I was having issues eating food, insomnia, depressive symptoms, and it wasn't good. But I was so happy with being able to focus and be alert and see my surroundings for the first time that I just didn't care, so I continued to take it. But when I finished college, I stopped. But I recently started taking the medication again, and I feel like just the fact that I'm able to focus with the medication makes me depressed because I'm sitting here like I was trying to push myself to do all this work for the last 2 weeks, and here I am with just one pill. I can finish it within a day, and that's what's frustrating about the medication. I just don't like how I feel like I have to, like I'm chained to this drug. I'm chained to it for the rest of my life, and I just don't like the idea that I have to take it forever in order to be able to focus. So I've tried yoga, I've tried meditating, and what else was there? Just in general, like exercise, and I've tried doing all these things and also eating healthy, taking my vitamins, but I've noticed that when I take these stuff, it still doesn't help me focus the way the medication does. So I've been taking different types of medication on and off, but overall, I just don't like how I feel like I have to take it in order to be someone in this world. Even making YouTube videos, I've noticed a huge difference in how I speak when I'm taking medication and when I don't. Right now, I'm talking really fast and going really fast and just literally stumbling over my words to get the point across. And I think another thing about taking medication and ADHD is just the stigma in our community. Stigma in society where people try to downplay ADHD and say it's not real, or they say you don't need the medication, or they try to suggest things that I've been trying to do for the last 2 years, like, oh, do yoga and meditate and you won't need the medication anymore. And I'm sitting here like, I tried those 2 things, and I've tried eating healthy, and I've tried everything, and you're sitting here and telling me, like, dismissing the way I feel or the way my brain works because you just don't believe it's real. I hate conspiracy theorists who try to sit here and say like, oh, it's the government that made up this mental illness, mental disorder to confuse us and to drug our children. Like, I can't stand people like that because, first of all, I was diagnosed as a grown adult, 21 years old, and right now I'm 23, so I was diagnosed as an adult, and I would have been very happy if I figured out I had ADHD long before, when I was like 5. It would have been great to know I had ADHD back then, okay? And second, just because a mental illness or a mental disorder is a recent discovery does not invalidate the disorder. For example, Asperger's or just autism spectrum disorder was not really created or like a disorder that was known by the public until like 30 years ago or 25 years ago. You can look it up. But yeah, like, just because autism was not known as a legit mental disorder does not mean it didn't exist at the time. Autism existed long before it was diagnosed. And yeah, so ADHD is similar. Yes, there are kids that are diagnosed with ADHD who don't have ADHD. I understand, but I just feel like you shouldn't just deny the existence of a disorder because a few people have been misdiagnosed with it as children. I know my video's all over the place, but sometimes I just feel really frustrated whenever I go to an event and I'm thinking, should I take the medication, should I not? And whenever I decide not to take the medication, I feel like I'm stepping on a lot of people's toes by interrupting them or losing my train of thought when they're talking to me and I forget what they say, or I don't know. It's like I feel like almost punished for not taking the medication when I'm out and about with people, and it's really frustrating. Or like sometimes, like right now, I wanted to make a video and it's like nighttime and it's really late to take the medication, so I'm like, should I take it and sound normal, or should I just make this video and just like call it a day? You know Dory from Finding Nemo? She was not funny to me because she reminded me a lot of me. When she would lose her train of thought and then forget what you said, that is something that I struggled with when I was younger all the time. So when I was little and I was watching the show, I felt really sorry for Dory, and it wasn't hilarious to me. It was actually pretty sad. But I feel like just having ADHD in the Muslim community just puts like a target on your back. There's a lot of pushback from the community because I like to speak up on having ADHD a lot. And I feel like people think ADHD is not as serious as other disorders because it's not physically visible. It's an internal disorder for most of us, unless it's like extreme ADHD or the extreme hyperactive side of ADHD where the person's running around in circles. Then people are like, oh yeah, that she needs medication. But when it's like someone with the inattentive side of ADHD and they mostly suffer with that, you don't see it externally, so people like to invalidate it. I feel like ADHD and anxiety are always those two disorders that people like to throw under the bus, like, oh, these are just like easy, like 2 out of 10 when it comes to like the struggle of it, just because of the way it looks from the outside, which isn't fair. I just feel like in today's society, people want you to focus 24/7, and a lot of career paths require intense focus, and I'm tired of burning bridges because of symptoms of ADHD that a lot of times I have to take medication for it. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to find a career path or something in this world where I don't have to take medication but I'm able to succeed in it, because I just don't feel like it's fair for me to change the way my brain works in order to fit in a society that refuses to acknowledge it or refuses to accommodate it. Yeah, and that's my video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.